So in the previous class, we had studied about the male reproductive organ in the plant, correct? So there we had studied how the male gametes are formed from the male gametophyte, correct? How pollen grains are formed and how then they are being germinated into the female reproductive organ, correct? And then the process of pollination takes place. So further, in today's class we will be focusing on the female reproductive organ. Okay, so let us see what are the main structures involved in female reproductive organ. So what are the main features of female reproductive organ? That is the pistil which is called as carpel, right? Then ovule and embryo sac. Where is ovule now? Ovule is inside the ovary, correct? Ovary of the carpel, right? The bulged part. We will analyze it. Then after that, embryo sac. Now where does this embryo sac is present? It is present again inside the ovary or inside the bulged part or the bottom structure of the female reproductive system. Fine. Now let us learn each and every structure and their main functions. Alright. Now, coming to pistil. Okay. In detail, we will study about the pistil. What is pistil? Pistil, we know it is a female sex organ, as in male. What is the male sex organ there? Anther and filament together called a stamen. That is the male sex organ. In female sex organ is pistil. Okay. So pistil, which is also called as gynoecium. Gynoecium andre ಏನು? Gynoecium is the female part. Androecium is the male part. Correct. So gynoecium, it consists of single pistil ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ many pistils ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರಬಹುದು ಒಂದೇ flower ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So what is that condition called as? ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು pistil ಇದ್ರೆ, single pistil ಇದ್ರೆ, so that type of pistil is called as monocarpellary condition. Carpel ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, we also term it as pistil, correct? So mono ಅಂದ್ರೆ single carpellary condition. Andre the gynoecium or the flower, the female reproductive structure consists of only one pistil. Okay, one pistil, that is called as monocarpellary. Athwa more than one pistil idre, then that condition is called as multicarpellary. Multi andre we know more than one, correct? Polycarpellary, multicarpellary ella onde meaning. So multicarpellary andre eno? More than one pistil. All right, so that is more than one pistil na multicarpellary anta karitevi. So these are the diagrams which tell us the monocarpellary as well as the multicarpellary condition. Okay, so easily we can identify, isn't it? Monocarpellary andre no single ovary, single style and single stigma. Multicarpellary andre ಏನು? ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, 1 2 3 4 5 ಇದೆ. Okay, based on that also we can call it as pentacarpellary. 5, we have 5 carpels here, so we can also term it as pentacarpellary condition, correct? So based on the pistils, what do we classify mainly as monocarpellary or multicarpellary? Okay now? Yes. Then, so if there are more than one, the pistils may be fused irbodu or may be free. ಈಗ multicarpellary condition ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು, ಅಂದರೆ many carpels all together in the gynoecium. ಈ many carpels whether they are freely attached, ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು they are not been merged, ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರ್ತವ ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಾ. Based on that again we have classified into two as syncarpus and apocarpus. Syncarpus, sync andre ಏನು? There is some connection anta, correct? The word literal meaning of sync is some connection, there is some connectivity anta. So syncarpus andre ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? That in multicarpellary condition all the pistils or carpels are fused. ಆ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಿಂಕ್ ಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಂತ we will term it. Okay, so best example for that is hibiscus or papaver plants. Next, pistils free condition alladru irbodu. Carpels of pistils free condition, that means though there are many pistils altogether present, okay, they are individually present separately without getting attached to each other. ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. They are individually present, okay, they are not being fused at any point of the structure. So ಆ condition ನ apocarpus ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Apo means free. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ best examples we can name it as Annona or Michaelia. Okay, so in your CET questions ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ನಿಮಗೆ, what is the condition where there are more than one carpel that are present in a fused form ಅಂತ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಆಪ್ಷನ್, ಎರಡು ಟರ್ಮಿನಾಲಜೀಸ್ ಒಂದೇ ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಪೋಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಕಾರ್ಪುಲರಿ, ಸಿಂಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಕಾರ್ಪುಲರಿ, ಆರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವುದಿದೆ, ಮಲ್ಟಿಕಾರ್ಪುಲರಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವುದು, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋನೋಕಾರ್ಪುಲರಿ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಮೋನೋಕಾರ್ಪುಲರಿ, ಸಿಂಕಾರ್ಪಸ್, ಮೋನೋಕಾರ್ಪುಲರಿ, ಅಪೋಕಾರ್ಪಸ್. ಈ ಥರ 4 ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ MCQs ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಅ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್, okay, based on the number of pistils present and whether they are present in a fused or a free format. Or they may also ask the examples for it. Examples they were, for the syncarpus condition, this hibiscus one kottu ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ 3 odd one ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So you have to find out which is the right answer. Like that you have to prepare for your MCQs. So we will picturize these types now. ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ಪೆಂಟಾಕಾರ್ಪುಲರಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ we've again brought down into 5 ಕಾರ್ಪಲ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಇದೆ, ಮಲ್ಟಿಕಾರ್ಪುಲರಿನೇ, ಬಟ್ 5 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಪೆಂಟಾ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಪೆಂಟಾಕಾರ್ಪುಲರಿ, ಸಿಂಕಾರ್ಪಸ್. ಸಿಂಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಅಗ್ಯಾನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಡಿಡ್ ವಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಪಲ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ, though the stigma are present freely, but ಕೆಳಗಡೆ the style and ovary ಎಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So this condition is seen in hibiscus and papaver plants. Okay na? So this is the pentacarpulary syncarpus condition. Coming to another example, that is apocarpus of Michaelia. Apocarpus andre eno freely present. See, there are so many numbers of carpels present here. Correct? Idli eshtu, we should really give more time on counting how many carpels are here. Fine. Let us look at as to how freely they are present. Apocarpus andre free in condition. That means carpels yavadu ondukondu they will be not fusing at any point of the structure. Correct? Illi nodi, the bulged part, the style and the stigma. Ovary style stigma, it is present individually. Ellu kuda fuse agilla. Though they are compactly present, but individually they have their own identity, they have their own structure. Okay, they are not sharing their structure among others. Okay na? So this condition is called as apocarpus, that is mostly seen in Annona plants and Michaelia. Artha aita? So this is about the conditions of the pistil. Free condition, fused condition, one pistil idre ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, more than one idre ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತ we have understood there. So as we all know, this is the dissected part of the hibiscus flower showing the gynoecium. So what are the parts of the gynoecium? Ovary, style and stigma. Correct? These 3 structures together are called as carpel or pistil anta karitivi. Correct? Okay. Then multicarpulary syncarpus hedadvalla, here again we have to understand a unique kind of structure, that is stigmatic disc anta present ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. There is the stigmatic disc present. ಅಂದ್ರೆ these stigma are so arranged in the format that they are looking like a disc or a rays. ನೋಡಿ rays ತರ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Stigmatic rays ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, this is something unique. And ಇಲ್ಲಿ ovary, all the ovaries are together fused. And stigma ಈ ತರ they have been in the form of rays. Okay na? So this is one of the example in the papaver plant. Papaver plant ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ there is a crown ಅಥವಾ disc like shape. So in this format there is formation of syncarpus gynoecium. All right, then there are 3 parts of each pistil, that is stigma, style and ovary. Okay, so stigma hegide nodake, ovary hegide nodake, each part we will analyze now. So stigma hegide nodake, it is a upper broader region, correct? Stigma is the topmost region broad agide, and which is specialized structure for receiving the pollen grains, correct? Stigma itara broad agide so that it can easily get hold of all the pollen grains which are surrounding to it, correct? So stigma is formed in that way so that it makes easy for the receiving of pollen grains. Okay, style hegide nodake, style is a long slender structure. Okay, it is like a stalk like structure, and which is having the ovary at the basal part, which is a swollen part, bulged part, correct, of the gynoecium. Then see, this is a swollen or bulged part. So these are the 3 structures of the gynoecium: ovary, style and stigma. How is it ovary? Ovary hegide? Ovary is a bulged or swollen like structure which is the basal part of the gynoecium, and style is a long slender like narrow like structure or stalk like structure which connects ovary, and stigma which connects ovary towards the posterior and the stigma towards the anterior region. And what is stigma? Stigma is a broad region which is specialized to receive the pollen grains. Okay, this is about the structures of the gynoecium. Now after pistil now we have to concentrate about the monocarpillary, multicarpillary, syncarpus, apocarpus condition and their examples and the different structures of the pistil or carpel. Okay, now next we will move on to ovule. Ovule, which is also called as integumented megasporangium. Megasporangium anta karitivi ovule na. We are calling ovule as a megasporangium. Correct? Where microsporangium being developed? They were developing inside the anther, correct? In the pollen sac. So that is a megasporangium. Here ovule is said to be the megasporangium, and other than that it is also having a prefix term that is called as integumented. Yak integumented anta karitivi, we will look it in the diagram. All right, so ovary has an cavity. See, ovary, first ovule ellide, ovary ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ. Ovary is the basal part of the gynoecium, correct? So ಈ ovary ಒಳಗಡೆ there is cavity ಅಂದ್ರೆ the space, right? The khali space is called as cavity. Ovarian cavity alli we have many locules ಅಂದ್ರೆ chambers anta kariyodu. Okay, so this ovary has ovarian cavity inside. Adrolagade enide locules which are also called as chambers, and the placenta is also located. Placenta kuda present ide inside the ovarian cavity. Okay, now ovary ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನಿದೆ, ovarian cavity ಇದೆ. Inside ovarian cavity we have locules or chambers present, correct? And it is also having placenta. Placenta is a very important connection, correct? So one or many ovules are present inside the ovary depends. Correct? One ovule iro plant kuda ide, many ovules iruvanತಹ plants kuda ide. See, these are the ovules inside it. Nodi idu ovary alla, ovary ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು when we dissect we can analyze this image. So when we have taken the transverse section, we can see the ovary wall ಆಚೆಗಡೆ. The covering is ovarian wall. Adrolagade we have a ovule. See, this is a single ovule. Ovule is there. There is this locule or the chambers present, and the center connection idella, that is the placenta. So this is the TS of ovary. Okay, now. Next, as we said, ovules will differ in different species anta. Based on that, we also call it under different names. Yenannadu anta nodana. So plants with one ovule in an ovary, one ovary ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದೇ ovule ಇರುವಂತಹ plants ಯಾವ್ದು wheat plant ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, paddy plant ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, or mango ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. See, in all these plants we find only single ovule. ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ovule ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, when we see, we can analyze this is a single ovule present in each of the plants. All right. Then plants with many ovules. ಈಗ one ovule ಗೆ examples ಯಾವ್ದು? Wheat, paddy and mango ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. Plants with many ovules examples ಯಾವ್ದು? Papaya. See, we see many ovules inside it. Correct? Then watermelon again and orchids. So these three plants are examples for plants with many ovules or multi-ovulary condition. Correct? Then ovule is a small structure attached to the placenta by the means of a stalk called funicle. That means we saw that ovule was present here and it was attached to the placenta. This attachment, point of attachment from the ovule to the placenta, that is called as funicle. Funicle andre eno? Funicle is nothing but the point of attachment of the ovule and the placenta is called as funicle. That is a small stalk-like structure which connects both the ovule and the placenta. All right? Yes. So this point of attachment of the funicle with the main body of the ovule is called as hilum. So stalk-like structure idella, in stalk-like structure is called as funicle. And this point where it has touched or where it has been encountered with the main body of the ovule, that region is called as hilum. The point of attachment of the funicle to the main body is hilum. A stalk-like structure which is attaching the ovule and the placenta is called a funicle. Okay, find the difference between both. Hilum ಅನ್ನೋದು just a point ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಟಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. Funicle ಅನ್ನೋದು it is a stalk-like structure which is connecting both the ovarian body and the placenta. Okay, so this is the diagram where you will understand better. See, funicle ಅನ್ನೋದು we see there is this long stalk-like structure. Correct? ಇದು funicle. Hilum andre this point of attachment nodi idu it is giving mark or demarcation for the ovule between the funicle and the ovule. There is this point of attachment called as hilum. So these two structures are the part of the ovule. Then ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, sometimes funicle will get fused. Funicle ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Stalk like structure ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಅದೇನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಥರ ಏನು ಎಮರ್ಜ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟಿವ್ಲಿ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಷನ್. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ರಿಡ್ಜ್, ಅಥವಾ ಸಣ್ಣ ಒಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಡಿಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಥವಾ ಗ್ರೂವ್ ಥರ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ರಾಫೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ರಾಫೆ? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ಯೂನಿಕಲ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ವಿದಿನ್ ದ ಓವೇರಿಯನ್ ಬಾಡಿ, ಅವಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಥವಾ ರಿಡ್ಜ್ or like a groove like structure which is called as raphe. Okay na? So the basal region of the ovule is called as chalazal end. Basal region of the ovule is called as chalazal end. Okay na? Main body of the ovule is called as nucellus. Andre ovule ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನಿದೆ, the cells called as nucellus. ನ್ಯೂಸಿಲಸ್ ಅಂತ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾರೆನ್ಕೈಮ್ಯಾಟಸ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್. ನ್ಯೂಸಿಲಸ್ ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು? ಪ್ಯಾರೆನ್ಕೈಮಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರೆನ್ಕೈಮ್ಯಾಟಸ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನ್ಯೂಸಿಲಸ್. ಅದೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತಹ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ವಿಲ್ make or will generate the megaspores. So that is why it is called as megasporangium. Okay na? So these cells of nucellus only have the nutritive medium in it. Adike for the developing megaspores inside the ovule, it provides nutrition. Okay, right kind of nutrition is being given by the cells of nucellus. Okay, because it is consisting of abundant reserve food materials. Okay, so that is why it is acting as a nutritive medium again. Then, so as we saw many structures, we will see it in the diagrammatic representation. Okay, so the basal end, what did we call the basal end as? We called it chalaza, right? The basal end of the the ovule is called as chalaza. Correct? Then what is nucellus? Nodi, nucellus are cells. These are cells present inside the ovule. Cells which are present inside the ovule are called as nucellus. What type of cells are these? Collenchyma, parenchyma, sclerenchyma. Yaudu? It is parenchymatous tissue. Okay na? Then inside that we will see the development of embryo sac. How this embryo sac develops, we will see it in the further slides. Okay na? Center part, don't just worry much. You just see what and all structures we have studied till now. Concentrate on that. Okay. So what do we call the basal end as? Chalazal end. And what do we call the opposite end of the chalazal end? Micropyle end anta karitivi. Opposite to chalaza is micropyle end. And we can see there are these outer coverings ಅಥವಾ folding like structures ಇದೆ, correct? So it is called as integuments. Nodi, outer integument and inner integument. Okay, outer and inner integument anta ide. That is why we call it as integumented megasporangium, as it possesses integuments. Okay na? So it is having two integuments, outer and inner integument. The basal part is chalaza. The opposite to the chalazal end is micropylar end, where we do not clearly see the integuments present. So where the integuments are not present, that region is called as micropyle. Okay na? Micropyle end ali there is no integuments. Okay na? So easily we can identify which is micropyle and which is chalazal end. Okay na? Opening irodu micropyle end, opening iro opposite side irodu chalazal end. Okay, ಅಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ದೆನ್ ನ್ಯೂಸಿಲಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಇಂಟಿಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಟಿಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ನೋಡಿ, ಹೈಲಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇದು ಫ್ಯೂನಿಕಲ್ಗೂ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ and ovarian ko attach ಆಗಿದೆ. That is the central part where it has been merged with both the structures. So that point of attachment is called as hilum. And the stalk-like structure which connects the placenta and the ovarian body is called as funicle. Correct? And whenever this funicle is fused, ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಓವೇರಿಯನ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ರಾಫಿ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್. Till now we have learnt about the ovarian or ovule or ovary. Okay na? So ivaga in detail we will see how is this embryo sac has been developed. Hege embryo sac development aitu? Because embryo sac is a very important structure which is used for the pollination purpose. Okay na? Where the male nucleus will enter into this and form a zygote in it. So we will see how these embryo sac will develop inside the cells of the nucellus. Fine. We will proceed now. Okay. So next ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the cells which are present in the ovarian cavity, ಯಾವುದು? nucellus. nucellus ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, they will be covered. Okay, they are covered or enclosed by 1 or 2 layers. Okay, nucellus ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, they are covered with 1 or 2 layers outer. nucellus ಇದು ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಇಂಟಿಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಲರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ಎಪೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ರೀಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಖಾಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, that region is called as apex, and in that region we will call it as micropyle end. micropyle. Correct? Then so on the basis of number of integuments, ಈಗ integuments ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು, ಎಷ್ಟು ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, based on that we can again classify the ovules based on the integuments as ಯೂನಿಟೆಗ್ಮಿಕ್. ಯೂನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. ಯೂನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಯೂನಿಟೆಗ್ಮಿಕ್, ಟೆಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡು ಇಂಟೆಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಯೂನಿಟೆಗ್ಮಿಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ 1 integument, as simple as it is. Then the examples, again examples are very important in this chapter. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಗೂ examples very must you have to remember. So unitegmic condition of the ovule ge best examples are the members of gamopetalae and gymnosperms. Okay, gamopetalae and gymnosperms are the best examples for the unitegmic condition. Okay na? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, just look at it. How many integuments are there? There is only 1 integument present which are covering the nucellus. Next, second condition is bitegmic. Bitegmic ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ again you have the meaning. Bi ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು, tegmic ಅಂದ್ರೆ integument. Bitegmic condition are the condition where ovules are with 2 integuments. So what are the examples for these these bitegmic ovules? Members of polypetalae and monocots. So ಈ ಎರಡು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂಥ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ are the examples for bitegmic. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡಲ್ಲೂ in these type of species it will have 2 integuments, outer and inner integument ಅಂತ. Okay na? So what are the examples? Polypetalae and monocots. ನೋಡಿ, that is outer integument and inner integument as well. Okay, then ategmic. Okay, unitegmic ಆಯಿತು, bitegmic ಆಯಿತು, ಒಂದು ಎರಡು ಆಯಿತು. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ನಮ್? ಎ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್. ಎ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ategmic? Ovules without integuments. Integuments ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. No presence of integuments is called as ategmic. ಓಕೆನಾ? Santalum, Loranthus, these are the types of parasites. Okay, Loranthus is a parasite. Idella will come under ategmic condition. So these ovules do not have any integuments. So again, we have learned 3 types of ovules. Andre ovules with integuments. Based on that, we have 3 types: unitegmic, bitegmic and ategmic. Tegma alone word nodi, integument teg, because ತುಂಬಾ ಟರ್ಮಿನಾಲಜೀಸ್ ಬಂತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ. ಸಿಂಕಾರ್ಪಸ್, ಎಪೋಕಾರ್ಪಸ್, ಮಲ್ಟಿಕಾರ್ಪಲ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳೋದು, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಟರ್ಮ್, ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಯು ಟು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೈಮ್, ಯು ಟು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಅದರ್ ದೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಾಲಜೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಈಸಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಯಾ. ಇವಾಗ again we have another kind of classification. So what is that another kind of classification? It is based on the position of, andre angle, yav angle alli micropyle, body of the ovule and the funicle is arranged. Okay na? Funicle nam nodbi stalk like structure. Mele micropyle elide towards the opening of the, or where the integuments are not present, that is the micropyle region and the ovarian body. So ee mooru, funicle, ovarian body and the micropylon end, apex end, ee mooru yav angle alli arrange agide. Based on that also we have classifications to learn. Yavdu classifications ide? Orthotropous, okay, anatropous and campylotropous. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಂದರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ವೇಚರ್, ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್. ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್? ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಪೈಲ್, ಓವೇರಿಯನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ಯೂನಿಕಲ್. ಈ ಮೂರು ಹೇಗೆ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ 3 ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಆನಾಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಕ್ಯಾಂಪೈಲೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದ 3, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಪೈಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಚಲಾಜಾ, ಫ್ಯೂನಿಕಲ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಓವೇರಿಯನ್ ಬಾಡಿ, ಮೂರೂ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಲೈನ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಫ್ಯೂನಿಕಲ್ ಇದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ, ಓವೇರಿಯನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಇದು, or the chalazal end consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, okay, and the micropyle end. All the 3 structures are present in a straight line. So this type of ovule is called as orthotropous ovule. ಇವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು integuments ಇದೆ, based on that what can you name it as? There are 2. Bitegmic, ಆ ಥರನೇ when you see any diagrams just compare it and analyze it, okay na? So orthotropous ovule ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? All the 3 structures are present in a straight line. Funicle, the ovarian body, chalazal end or micropyle end, ಮೂರು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಆರ್ಥೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. and this is most primitive type of ovule. so it is ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆರ್ಥೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ಕರ್ವ್ಡ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. ಇನ್ಕರ್ವ್ಡ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್, okay, so it is having 2 names, orthotropous and incurved ovule. So ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಪೈಪರ್, ಪಾಲಿಗೋನಮ್ and cycas. Again examples are very much, dear students. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಗಾಗಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ಸಿ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗೈನೀಷಿಯಂ we have many classifications. Just write it down separately. The condition, the classification ಬರ್ದು ಅದ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ examples. You just practice, write and practice so that you will remember better. Or keep any code word like orthotropous, OP ಅಂತ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. O for P examples ಬರೋ ಥರ, pipe, polygonum or like that, okay? However it makes easy for you. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ಥರ you have to remember. This is about orthotropous ovule. Next, anatropous ovule. Anatropous ovule is also called as inverted ovule. ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? Inverted. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಥೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ನ ಇನ್ಕರ್ವ್ಡ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಸಿನಾನಿಮ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್. ಆರ್ಥೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ನ ಇನ್ಕರ್ವ್ಡ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಂದ್ವಿ, ಅನಾಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ನ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಅಂತ, ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್. ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, why is it in this condition? Anatropous micropyle will lie close to the hilum or at the side of the hilum. ನೋಡಿ, micropyle towards the hilum. Hilum ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The point of connection, correcta? So micropyle, it is towards or near or close to the hilum. Okay na? So this is found more in most of the angiosperms, that's the flowering plants. 82% of the angiosperm families ali we can find this type of anatropous ovule. Okay na? Yes. So idakke best example ಏನು? Asteraceae ಅಲ್ಲಿ Tridacts and Helianthus ananis. So again, scientific name ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ. When it is in printed form, it should be in italics. When you have to write in your answer papers, you have to underline separately. Okay na? So illen underline ಮಾಡೋ necessity ಇಲ್ಲ. Just to show you, I have informed about this. So till now, Orthotropous, Anatropous mugitu, which is the third one, based on the alignment of the micropyle, ovarian body and the funicle. Campylotropous. Now, Anatropous will be inverted ovule. So that degree is 180 degree. And the angle, yesterday 180 degree. Remember the angle as well. So third type of ovule is Campylotropous. Campylotropous will enagide. What is the condition here? Okay. Here the ovule is curved at right angle. Nodi? Between 90 degree to 160 degree. See, this curve or curvature will show us the angle of 90 degree or between 90 to 180 degree. Okay, that is the angle of curvature. Okay na? So we also can analyze with this picture that it is bent. Hing baggiro tara ide the structure of the ovule. So remember the angle and the name. Campylotropous andre it is the curved, or it is in curved format, and it lies in the degree 90 degree to 180 degree. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ examples ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? All the members of Leguminaceae plants and Cruciferae. Okay, so all the members of Leguminaceae and Cruciferae will be the best examples for the Campylotropous ovule. Okay na? So these were the 3 types of ovules. Now based on this, whatever we learned, we will just solve few MCQs.
Root 3 into root 3. What is the root 3?
The first question, ovary with many ovules ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಒಂದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ovules ಇದ್ರೆ in which type of plants do we find it? Vitella, or in paddy, or sunflower, or papaya. Among these 4, in which plant we can find more more ovules? Wheat one there, paddy one there, again sunflower is also one. Inside that it is being classified into sub. Okay, then which is the remaining? Papaya is the right answer with many ovules. Next, basal part of the ovule ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? Micropyle, chalaza, funicle or tigellum. So tigellum ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗೈನಿಷಿಯಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವರ್ಡ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೆನ್ ಫ್ಯೂನಿಕಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ಯೂನಿಕಲ್? Funicle is stalk-like structure which is attaching the placenta and ovarian body. So ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. Next, micropyle. Micropyle is the opening towards the apex of the ovule which doesn't have integument. That is not the right answer. The remaining, yav mikkirodu answer chalasa. So chalasal end is the basal part of the ovule. So that makes your right answer. Then ovules are unitegmic. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ಥರ ಎರಡು ಟರ್ಮಿನಾಲಜೀಸ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾಗ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮೋರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯೂನಿಟೆಗ್ಮಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೆಗ್ಮಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಯೂನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಒನ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅನಾಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಅನಾಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಅನಾಟ್ರೋಪಸ್, ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್, ಕ್ಯಾಂಪೈಲೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್. ಅನಾಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? where the inverted ovule, correct? So it is the angle which is denoting the angle. How are the structures? Micropyle, ovarian body and funicle, yav yav angle alli it is being turned anta, correct? So idakke best examples baruva family yavdu? Malvaceae, Asteraceae, Liliaceae and Fabaceae. So what will be the right answer for it? So Malvaceae, again it is not for unitegmic. Then Asteraceae is the correct answer, which holds good for both unitegmic and anatropous condition. Okay, so that is how you have to analyze the answer. Yaradukku kuda match agbeku family examples. So with this we will continue megasporogenesis in the next class. Thank you.